Welcome to the European Association for Higher Education Advancement's YouTube and podcast channel. We're going to be tackling a question I know a lot of you have.
Okay.
How do you make tuition reimbursement a perk that employees actually want to use? I mean, offering it is great, but if nobody's taking advantage, what's the point? Right.
Absolutely.
So we're diving deep into some advice from the European Association for Higher Education Advancement to figure all this out.
Sounds good.
They've been in this space for a while.
Yeah.
So they've got some serious wisdom to share.
They do.
So it's like setting up an amazing buffet and watching everyone just pick at the salad bar.
Yeah.
There's so much potential there. But something is stopping people from diving in.
For sure.
So let's get to the bottom of this.
Okay.
What is the first thing companies need to consider when it comes to their tuition reimbursement program?
Well, before you even start tweaking the program itself, it's crucial to take a step back and understand the why behind it.
Okay.
Why is the company offering this benefit in the first place?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to attract new talent, upskill your current team, boost retention, or maybe like a mix of all three?
Could be all of the above.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Defining those goals is like the foundation for building a program that actually works.
For sure.
Okay, so you've got your why figured out.
Right.
What's next?
Well, next you've got to understand your employees' needs and desires.
Okay.
You know, sometimes companies make assumptions about what their employees want, but the best way to find out is to ask them directly.
Ooh, the good old ask, don't assume approach.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
The source really emphasizes employee surveys.
They do.
But what kind of questions should companies be asking?
Great question.
Yeah.
Instead of just asking like general satisfaction questions, try digging a bit deeper.
Okay.
Ask about like their career aspirations. What do they see themselves doing in the future? And then get specific about skills.
Okay.
What skills do they feel they need to develop to reach those goals?
Right.
And crucially, ask about the obstacles they are facing when it comes to pursuing further education.
So it's not just about whether they like the program,
Right.
but whether it actually fits into their lives and helps them achieve their goals.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah.
And you mentioned obstacles.
Yes.
Sometimes the problem isn't the benefit itself, but the stuff surrounding it.
Right.
That makes it hard for employees to actually use it.
Yeah.
We call those barriers.
We do.
So what kind of barriers are we talking about here?
Well, one of the biggest ones is clarity.
Okay.
Are the program guidelines crystal clear? Is it easy to understand who's eligible, what's covered, and how the whole process works?
Right.
Think of it like online shopping.
Okay.
If the checkout process is a nightmare, people will abandon their carts.
I have done that many times.
Oh. Yeah, me too.
So clear guidelines are key.
Yes, very important.
What else?
Another big barrier is convenience.
Okay.
Is the application process simple and user-friendly? Is the reimbursement process a headache?
Right.
You know, employees are busy people.
Yeah.
If using the benefit feels like a part-time job, they are less likely to bother.
That makes sense. You want to make it as easy as possible for them to actually use the benefit.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
And then we can't forget about the financial burden.
Okay.
Traditional reimbursement often requires employees to pay upfront and wait to be reimbursed, which can be a huge obstacle for some.
Especially if they're struggling to make ends meet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the source suggests exploring prepaid options to remove that barrier.
Like what? Can you give us some examples?
Sure. So some companies offer a set amount of credit that employees can use for pre-approved courses or programs.
Okay.
Others partner with online learning platforms to offer discounted or subsidized access.
So it's like having a company credit card at your favorite online bookstore.
Exactly.
You can learn and grow without having to worry about the upfront costs.
Exactly.
That's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of the stress and uncertainty out of the equation.
For sure.
Okay, so we've talked about understanding the why, asking employees what they need, and breaking down those barriers.
Yeah.
What's next in our deep dive into making tuition reimbursement a perk that people actually use?
Well, now comes the fun part.
Great.
The learning itself.
Yes, it's not just about the money. It's about what people are actually learning and how they are learning it.
For sure.
So what does our source say about all that?
Well, the source really encourages us to think beyond the traditional college classroom.
Okay.
You know, the world of learning has evolved so much in recent years.
Yeah.
And your tuition reimbursement program should reflect that.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. We're not just talking about like getting a bachelor's or a master's degree.
Not necessarily. While those are valuable, of course.
Yeah.
There's a whole universe of non-traditional options out there that might be a better fit for some employees' needs and goals.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Give us some examples. What kind of non-traditional learning are we talking about?
Well, have you heard of microlearning?
I have heard the term, but to be honest, I'm not exactly sure what it means.
It's a really cool concept.
Okay.
Microlearning delivers information in short, focused bursts.
Okay.
Think bite-sized videos, interactive exercises, or even quick quizzes.
Okay.
It's perfect for busy employees who want to learn new skills, but don't have a ton of time to dedicate to traditional classes.
So it's like getting those little nuggets of knowledge throughout the day.
Yep.
Rather than sitting down for a whole lecture.
Right.
I could see how that would be appealing.
Yeah, and it's often more effective because it's tailored to specific needs and delivered in a way that's easy to digest and remember.
Makes sense. So microlearning is one option.
Yep.
What else is out there?
MOOCs are another popular one.
MOOCs?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one either.
MOOC stands for Massive Open Online Course.
Okay.
They're basically online courses offered by universities and other institutions.
Right.
And they're often available to anyone, anywhere in the world.
So you could be sitting at home in your pajamas, learning from a professor at Harvard.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
I know, it's really cool. And MOOCs cover a huge range of topics.
Right.
And many of them are free or very affordable.
Really?
So they're a great way to explore new subjects, deepen your knowledge in a particular area, or even gain valuable credentials.
Wow, the possibilities are really expanding.
They are.
Okay, so we've got microlearning and MOOCs. What other non-traditional options are there?
Well, the source also mentions short seminars, workshops, and conferences. These can be great for gaining specialized knowledge or skills, networking with other professionals, and staying up to date on industry trends.
I love that these options offer a more hands-on interactive experience.
Yeah.
It's not just about absorbing information. It's about applying it.
Yes.
And connecting with others.
Exactly.
That's cool. And don't forget about things like memberships to professional organizations or online learning platforms.
Yeah, exactly.
These can provide access to a wealth of resources.
They can.
Including articles, videos, forums, and even personalized learning recommendations.
Yep. It's like having a whole library of learning at your fingertips.
I like it. This is really exciting stuff. But with all these options available, how do companies decide?
That's a great question.
What's right for their employees and their organization?
That's a great question. And it brings us to another key point.
Okay.
Tailoring the program to the company's specific needs. You know, it's not a one-size-fits-all. You have to think strategically about what skills and knowledge will have the biggest impact on your company's success.
Okay.
So you know, what are the gaps you need to fill?
Right.
What areas are ripe for innovation?
So it's about aligning those learning goals with business objectives.
Yes.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that the investment in employee development translates into like tangible benefits for the company.
Precisely. And that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
When you start thinking about tuition reimbursement, not just as a perk, but as a strategic investment in your company's future.
Right.
It opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
I like that it's not just about checking a box.
Right.
It's about creating a culture of continuous learning and development.
Yes. Imagine a workplace where learning is woven into the fabric of the company.
Okay.
Employees are constantly exploring new ideas, expanding their skill sets, and bringing fresh perspectives to the table.
It's like that saying.
Yeah.
The only constant is change.
Exactly.
And in today's rapidly evolving world, the ability to learn and adapt is more important than ever.
It is, and the source actually touches on this idea of lifelong learning.
Okay.
It's not just about getting a degree and calling it a day.
Yeah.
It's about fostering a mindset of continuous growth and development.
I love that it's like creating a company full of lifelong learners.
Exactly.
Constantly pushing themselves and each other to grow and evolve.
And think about the ripple effect that has.
Yeah.
Not only do individual employees benefit, but the company as a whole becomes more adaptable, innovative, and resilient.
It's a win-win situation.
It is.
Employees feel valued and empowered, and the company reaps the rewards of a highly skilled and engaged workforce.
Exactly. So as we wrap up our deep dive into tuition reimbursement, I think the key takeaway here is to think big. Don't limit yourself to traditional models. Embrace the diversity of learning options available today.
Right.
And create a program that empowers your employees to become lifelong learners.
That's such a powerful message.
It is.
So let's recap the key takeaways from our deep dive today.
That's good.
First, understand your goals.
Yes.
Why are you offering tuition reimbursement in the first place? What are you hoping to achieve?
Absolutely. Clarity of purpose is essential.
Next, ask your employees, what do they want and need from a tuition reimbursement program?
Right.
Don't assume, gather that data.
Direct feedback is invaluable.
Then remove those barriers.
Yes.
Make the program clear, user-friendly, and financially accessible.
Streamline the process and empower employees to participate fully.
And don't forget to embrace those non-traditional learning options. We're talking MOOCs, microlearning conferences. The world is your oyster.
Expand the definition of learning. Unlock a world of possibilities for your employees.
And finally, tailor the program to your specific needs. What skills will make the biggest impact on your company's success?
Align learning goals with business objectives for a truly impactful program.
Boom. There you have it.
Yes.
Transform your tuition reimbursement program from a neglected perk to a powerful asset.
It can be.
Start a conversation. Explore those non-traditional options. And watch your tuition reimbursement program soar. Please don't forget to follow the European Association for Higher Education Advancement on YouTube and social media.